There's a lot of juicy buzz coming out of the annual league meetings that involve the New York Jets with the draft. Sonny Styles trading the number 2 overall pick. We'll get into all of it. Boy Green Daily starts now.
Oh my gosh, it's morphin' time. To me, talking New York Jets is my superpower. Boy Green Daily starts now. Wow! Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily.
And the crowd goes wild. What's poppin', everybody? I'm Paul Eston Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. Make sure you guys come on in, you like the video here on YouTube, and hit subscribe. But a special shout-out to our Facebook viewers, our Twitter viewers, and the people that rewatch the show on YouTube. And don't forget the audio-only listeners, too. I love you people out there in the audience, wherever you get your podcast, Spotify, Apple, Stitcher, all that kinds of jazz out there. I normally save the Raffle conversation for later in the show, but I want to start off the show by saying your boy Green, or your man, Boy Green. Can you say boy twice? Anywho, okay? The fact of the matter is we've called an audible at the line of scrimmage on a raffle. I thought a raffle was pretty cool as is for the month of April, but we are calling an audible. And I think you guys are really going to enjoy it. You saw that I've included, some New York Jets trading cards, a Sauce Gardner jersey that we can wear as some sort of anti-juju for the Colts. But we're adding a new item to the raffle for this month, folks. So let's hit it and tease it here. In this month's raffle, we have now included the brand spanking new 2026 New York Jets draft hat, people. If you want a chance to win the draft hat, a 50-pack of New York Jets trading cards with Joe Namath, Matt Snell, all kinds of legends and current players for that matter, and the Sauce Gardner jersey, all you have to do is spend $3 on the channel, baby, at any point this month. If you buy a Boy Green Coffee Club membership, you're in for a raffle ticket. If you buy a Boy Green Espresso Club membership, you're in for 5 raffle tickets to our contest. So super chats, everything's all welcome. I saw Lou B wearing the hat. I've got the hat here for the draft. I won't wear it till we get to draft time, but we're going to give that out for this month's raffle. So that means on May 1st, we will give away all of these wonderful prizes. So again, if you want the brand spanking new Jets draft hat for a cheap price, you can win it for $3. Good luck, people out in the audience. I wanted to update it. We had a different Jets hat in there, which I like a lot, and we'll give away on a future raffle. But let's call it. This is the draft. Let's up our game. So our Jets draft hat we will be giving away here on the program. So a brand spanking new one. And I'll tell you this, folks. Normally, right, all of these items that I'm throwing up here, right, are purchased already. I have the trading cards here. I have the jersey here. I bought it. But in this particular case, for that draft hat, when May 1st happens and we select whoever our winner is, I will contact you and I'll let you pick the draft hat. They have a bunch of different options if you're a flex fit guy or a snapback guy or this hat or this hat. So I will let you in the audience pick it. I'll purchase it and then I'll send it straight to you. So again, that's my gift from me to you. We're upgrading our game. We can always upgrade our game. We can always make a decision and then call an audible, make some changes. So we can do that here on the show. And I see that people are immediately jumping into the deep end of the pool, baby. Let's go. Some memberships are raining from the high heavens. Nanga Iboko is getting in the mix. He likes what I'm talking about here on the program. Makes a lot of sense. Shout out to Nanga. I'll read all the gifted memberships, and then I will read who these went to in the audience. So Nanga Iboko, salute. Let's go to Jared B., our moderator on the chat. We've got a rain train going here, baby. And our number one Austrian Jets fan wants to get in the mix, too. Why not? All right, let's add this to all of your totals. Not a number one Austrian Jet fan. That is 6 raffle tickets for you, good sir. Jared B., you're officially on the board. So let's put that on there for you. Nangi Boker, you're up to 2 raffle tickets for our contest. That is what I'm freaking talking about here on the program, baby. Hell yeah, that's it. That's the way. That's the way. All right, let's read these new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club, and then we'll get to the topic matter at hand, which I think you guys are going to be pretty excited about. All right, these new memberships went to Ulysses Gonzalez. You got your membership from Jared B. Wild One Productions. You got your membership from Nanga Iboko. And number one Austrian Jet fan gave his to Big Country. Welcome back, Big Country. In the chat, a former member of the Boy Green Coffee Club. Appreciate it. Guys, the love is incredible. So I appreciate that. Now let's get to this. There's a couple of shows I want to highlight here that are going to guide today's show because there's some new buzz connecting the New York Jets to Ohio State linebacker Sonny Styles. So let's go piece by piece through this puzzle. First, I want to go to the Jets Collective podcast. They had a live show on Wednesday night. And when I'm watching the show, I have a notebook right by me. I'm a notebook guy. I like pen and paper. That's just the kind of guy I am. And I take notes live on the show when things intrigue me. Ooh, that could be a topic. Ooh, that could be something. Or, oh, that's interesting. And then I cut up these clips and do all kinds of stuff for the show. Rich Cimini had heard some fascinating buzz coming out of the annual league meetings out there in Arizona. Let's roll the footage. Again, of course, the Jets Collective podcast, Jake Gasman, Brandon Tierney, BT Unleashed, okay, and ESPN's Rich Cimini. Rich was cooking with this nugget.
The number 2 was not a clear-cut pick.
No.
Reese, who I guess if you put a gun to my head right now, I'd say they'd probably pick Reese at 2. I think Bailey's a factor. And something I heard in Phoenix, let's not rule out Sonny Styles, by the way.
Good.
Yeah, the Jets got a good long look at him last week in Columbus at his pro day, and I don't think they would do it at 2, but they're very intrigued by Sonny Styles. So, yeah, if you could trade down to 8 and get a Styles or, Caleb Downs. Yeah, I mean, and pick up some premium picks in the process.
Yes.
I think that makes a lot of sense. I'm with you.
Don't rule out Sonny Styles. Interesting. But before we go any further, I want to give a shout out here. You may say, Paul, it's a Friday. Where the hell is Bob Lederer? Well, he may not be with us physically, but he's with us in spirit. He's not dead. Bob Lederer is not dead. That's not what I meant at all. I just simply meant William Aimley, a happy Passover to those whom it plots. So he is... doing Passover. I'm going to be honest. I don't know what that means. I'm still in the learning process of a lot of this terminology, but he is in the middle of Passover, whatever that means, which means he was unavailable on the show today, but we had a Bob Lederer show earlier this week. So while, again, Bob Lederer isn't here with us right now, if you close your eyes and pick up that seashell on the beach and put it up to your ear, you can hear
J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Yes. Yeah.
And then you may say, wait a second, did I hear that correctly? And then you grab that seashell again and put it up to your ear.
J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Yes. Yeah.
No, that's not the Village People doing the YMCA. That is Bob Lederer and a very athletic nature. I respect it. So, Bob, you're here with us. It's not the same without you, buddy. And but thank you for joining us earlier this week. So, don't roll out Sonny Styles is the conversation. Don't roll out Sonny Styles. Okay. But Rich says he's not sure. He's not sure if the Jets would take Sonny Styles at 2. But he does say that perhaps the Jets could take Sonny Styles in a trade down situation. Now, our question is to the universe, how likely is a trade down for the New York Jets? Well, that takes us to another video clip, folks. This is from Jets Final Drive on SNY TV, SNY YouTube channel. Connor Hughes, NFL insider for SNY, and then Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletic. They heard some even more fascinating buzz coming out of the league meetings about the Jets potentially trading the number 2 overall pick. Let's roll that footage.
That direction is probably going to be pass rusher unless they trade back. Could you see that happening?
Yeah. I mean, The question would be, who is another team trading up for? And the only two answers I could come up with that would be Jeremiah Love or Arvell Reese. The offer would have to be really good. It would have to include picks for next year, I would say. If not a third-round pick this year, but I still lean more towards them emphasizing next year's draft a little bit more. So do I feel confident that a trade will happen? I don't. But I left the owners' meetings thinking that it's at least possible, I would say.
That's me too. I thought the same thing, Zach, because for me it was, if you go into this and say, like, you're picking two, but say there's four players you really like it to, that it's a coin flip. Like you don't have one you love more than the other. That's when you want to move back. But like you said, it's who's going to move up. And I could see the Tennessee Titans with Robert Saleh being interested in moving up, because if you're Saleh and say you really want a Bailey or you really want a Reese, you want one of those two guys, well, you're not getting that if Reese goes 2 or 3. But if you go up to 2 and let the Jets just come back to 4, well, now you can get Reese or Bailey. You can get your pass rusher, and it's not going to cost you a ton. And for the Jets, you go back, you still get a player that you really value, along with another pick, another draft compensation. With Jeremiah Love, I think you're looking at this one saying we got to jump the Giants. Now, I don't know yet if the Giants love Jeremiah Love and they want to go up there and get him. I don't know. I know they're definitely considering it, the way that John Harbaugh spoke about him and Joe Shane's spoken about him, and the need for the Giants to have playmakers. And the other thing about the Giants is they were very, very involved in the Kenneth Walker sweepstakes. They were never going to $14.5, $15 million annually, but they were willing to pay him 13. They were willing to play him close to 14. And if you're willing to do that and invest in a free agent running back, why would you not also invest a draft pick in a running back, where you're going to get probably as good or better of a player in Love under team control for 5 years? So, but that's neither here nor there. So if the Giants are willing to do that, you know they're interested in running back. So if you really want Love, you're going to want to jump the Giants. Now, are you going to jump the Giants all the way to 2? Are you just going to try to jump the Giants to 4 and get the pick from the Titans, try to go to the Cardinals at 3? I don't know, but those, I agree. Those would be the two players, either a pass rusher or Love, that I could see somebody coming up for. And I absolutely think the Jets would be open and willing to move back. I do think that's the case.
So here's the thing for me. Shout out to SNY. Shout out to the Jets Collective podcast. Appreciate your clips, inspiring some content here on the show. Here's my thing. I didn't heading into the annual league meetings and quite frankly this offseason in general, I didn't question whether or not the Jets were, quote, willing and open to trade the number 2 overall pick. Of course, I thought they were open to it. No offense to Arvell Reese or David Bailey or whoever that could be the pick at 2. It's just that the Jets have a lot of needs. And while we are leaning towards Arvell Reese right now on April 3rd and have been for some time, it wasn't locked in. When the Jets got the number 2 overall pick, we didn't just go, obviously it's Arvell Reese. So with it not being obvious, with the Jets having so many needs, and quite frankly, for me, that there's a lot of interesting players in this draft, and we've talked about it. Lou B's brought it up. NY Jets FL says he's talked about it. Let's highlight Ted in here. It says, I called about taking Styles at 2 on a slight trade down, and then Mesidor. They're a couple days late to that conversation. Yeah, both of those shows Jets Final Drive was yesterday. The Jets Collective was Wednesday night. But the fact of the matter is, I think there's a pocket of players I'd be very comfortable with the Jets walking away with in the top 10. Again, off the top of the dome, we're talking Sonny Styles, Arvell Reese, Caleb Downs. I mean, Carnell Tate, Jeremiah Love. You go through and then you just count them all out. It's like 7, 8 players or something, and you're picking a 2. If you trade back to 7 or 8, those 7 or 8 players should still be on the board, and you're picking up obviously assets. You're not just trading it for nothing; you're getting something. And you heard Connor Hughes and Zach Rosenblatt sort of explain potentially what the package could look like. Would it include some 2026 stuff and perhaps more prominently some 2027 stuff? That's possible. Maybe. So again, I didn't question whether or not the Jets wanted to trade back. I'm sure they did. But the question is the question. Would teams be willing to move up? What is the truth? And historically speaking, there hasn't been a lot of teams that have been willing to move up for running back, and I love Jeremiah Love. Now, there have sometimes for pass rushers, but even the pass rusher in this class, who are they moving up for? Is it David Bailey, who has a proven production, 14.5 sacks, and he's this transcendent guy, or the upside of this quote-unquote Micah Parsons level player in Arvell Reese that potentially could tantalize a team or two. That's the conversation to be had. Are teams willing to dance? So apparently, Sonny Styles at 2. Rich to me is not so sure that happens, but in a potential trade down, perhaps that's where Styles goes. I'll tell you this. We'll have to get this guy on the show, Bruce Feldman. We've had him on the show a long time ago, a couple of years ago. He's an insider for The Athletic, and he does this mock draft once a year where he makes a mock draft based on intel from scouts and agents and coaches. And when you read this Bruce Feldman mock that he put out, he had Arvell Reese to the Jets at number 2 overall. And I'll tell you guys this. I've been on the Arvell Reese train for a while now, pretty consistently. But if you read the conversation from Bruce Feldman in the Athletic column, I don't know how you don't want to run that pickup for Arvell Reese based on what he said. And I'll read you guys some of the quotes. This is from, again, Bruce Feldman of The Athletic. He's an insider. He drops one mock draft every year, but it has all kinds of insights. He has a lot of connections in the world of college football and the NFL. And this is what he said for Arvell Reese, who he predicted would be the Jets pick. Quote, I think this is the surest bet for future stardom in this draft. There's a handful of other guys with really high ceilings. Reese not only has a sky-high ceiling, but an extremely high floor, too. Point blank, not even the Jets can screw this one up, end quote. Arvell Reese, of course, is 20 years of age. He's 6'4". He's 241 pounds. And then, listen to again, you hear this, and now it makes me not want to trade the pick, quite frankly, when you hear this kind of write-up. This is from Bruce Feldman. Quote, Caleb Downs was the biggest star of the Buckeyes' terrific defense. And then Arvell Reese overtook him. By mid-September, rival Big Ten coaches were raving about Reese's ability to menace their offensive game plans. He's rangy. He's explosive. He ran a 4.46 at the scouting combine. He strikes violently on the field with elite knockback. His stats might not have been eye-popping, but his film sure was. And here is a quote from a Big Ten offensive coach. They asked him to do a ton, and he's elite at everything they asked him to do. He can play stack linebacker better than the guy who only plays stack linebacker. He goes to edge and rushes the passer better than the guys who only rush the passer. He sets the edge and just as good as guys who are 40 pounds heavier than him. Then he's covering just as well as the nickel and Caleb Downs are covering. Good Lord. He covers as good as Caleb Downs. He plays linebacker, according to all these anonymous coaches, as well as any linebacker on the team. Man, these are just some absolutely moving quotes. Here's another one. This was from that same coach. Quote, this guy is an alien. He's clearly very smart because he's doing so much for them. He's playing the, quote, adjuster spot, which is what they call that position in the Bill Belichick tree. You've got to be really smart to play that spot. I think he's incredible. I think he goes somewhere that is I hope he goes somewhere that is going to be aggressive in how they use him, the same way as Mike McDonald with Nicky Manwari and Dallas was with Micah Parsons. That Big Ten offensive coordinator said he's super impressive. They did so much different stuff defensively. He's dangerous as a spy. He's freaky, man. He's just built different. That all from Bruce Feldman's anonymous quotes in this thing. Hot damn. I mean, good Lord. The surest bet for stardom? Good night. Yeah, Hep says in here, I guess we're hoping Reese turns into Lawrence Taylor, which, by the way, sign me the hell up. That would be marvelous. That would be absolutely marvelous. But again, I read all that and I'm just whoo, sign me up for that. Mm-hmm. So that fires me up. We'll get some other comments in here. Mark Sacchetti says, they also discussed the Jets need to hit on an elite blue chipper. Interested to see who they think that player is. Right. Because ultimately, they punch that pick in. The Jets, if they don't trade back, they have the number 1 overall pick of all the non-quarterbacks. Fernando's going to be off the board. I'm so sorry, Jet fans out there in the audience. And they're not taking Ty Simpson. Sorry, Tank for Ty, number 2 overall. That would surprise me, obviously. So that means you will get your pick of the litter of the best receiver, the best linebacker, the best pass rusher, the best offensive lineman, the best running back, the best wide receiver, the best tight end, the best whatever you want is up to the Jets. If they don't trade that pick, it is all theirs. They have their pick of anything. So if they stay, there is an inherent pressure if they stay at 2 to absolutely like step up to the plate, get a little Kevin Youkilis action, and just kaplowy and just smack that ball to a different universe. You have to hit a home run because you have your pick of everything. So your scouts better be on their bleep, looking under every rock to understand who you should be taking and then the impact of that player, because you can't take a bust and then the next pick after you goes, oh, sweet, I'm going to take one of these, and that is better. You cannot let that happen if you're the Jets. So if you believe that Arvell Reese is this unbelievable Micah Parsons, Lawrence Taylor freak, then you take him. If you believe Sonny Styles is, again, Aaron Glenn, we go back to his comments about positional value. And, some people said, ooh, he said love like 30,000 times. Does that mean what it means? Or was it about the overall question of non-premium positions, an off-ball linebacker or whatever that could be? Is that the play? Because that would be obviously the argument for the Sonny Styles conversation. It is a Friday, so maybe we'll get a Philly Noodles call. Sonny Styles, no matter what, has been on that board for a hot second, folks. Old Tommy says, trading down and still getting Reese at 4 would be genius, which is possible. Cardinals could go offensive lineman at 3. Obviously, the Jets are set there. They don't have to take a tackle. They have Olu Muiwa, and they have Armand Membu at tackle. And then they're certainly not taking a guard with the number 2 overall pick. So that's off the table. So if Cardinals take that, that's someone they wouldn't have taken. So that's phenomenal. Hopefully the Cardinals do that. That's good for business. And then let's say it's Tennessee trading up because Connor Hughes brought them up as a possibility. Let's say Tennessee's trading up for something. A lot of people have connected the Jets or the Titans, excuse me. Might as well call them the New York Titans and the Tennessee Jets with all the damn Jets they have on the team. We did a YouTube short about that last night. But they've connected Robert Saleh to David Bailey. Could you imagine that scenario, Tommy, you just put out there in the universe? What if you're the Jets and you're at 2 and you trade back to 4, Titans move up for David Bailey, and then Cardinals take offensive lineman, and then you get Arvell Reese? Ooh, that'd be some elite level Muji cooking plus whatever assets you picked up in that. Now, the question is, why would the Titans be moving up for a David Bailey? The real reason to move up, I guess, is to block out a potential trade for like a Jeremiah Love, I would assume. But, like, again, where does that have the Giants moving up maybe? Maybe the Giants are the team that jumps up and says, oh, we got to leapfrog Tennessee and Arizona to make sure. I don't know. But depending on the package, I mean, that'd be terrific because there are a lot of players I like. But I would be devastated if they traded back and didn't get Arvell Reese, and Arvell Reese was a superstar. That'd be a tough pill to swallow. That's a beautiful way to say it, Ted. We know we're shopping from Ohio State. It's just what department, what aisle am I in? What I'm looking up at the big signs at each of the aisles. All right. Okay, there's Rice in this aisle. All right. There's some Styles in this aisle. All right. Okay. Caleb Downs is in that aisle. Arvell Reese. Yeah, we are shopping at the Ohio State store. And but what items are we putting in the basket? What items are we putting in the basket? That's funny. Yeah. By the way, shout out to Jets Worldwide. They had a takeover on Boy Green Meets Woody yesterday. Thank you guys for supporting those guys on Tuesday, Thursday against Syracuse Mets baseball. I did start yesterday in a rain delay, so take that for what you will. My Syracuse Mets schedule that did in fact happen, but I was able to tune in for a big chunk of Boy Green Meets Woody yesterday. Jets Worldwide took over their Snowball and Johnny Boy on the show with Woody, and next week I do have a bunch of games, but we have a special. We have some of the best shows of the year will be coming next week on Boy Green Meets Woody. We'll be talking to Ryan Roberts, a absolute expert with the draft. We'll be doing a full offensive episode and a full defensive episode on the draft, answering the best questions, prospects, jet fits, everything. That'll be coming out on Tuesday, Thursday of next week at 3:00. So boom, boom, a double dip of Boy Green Meets Woody, which should be a lot of fun. So yeah, shout out to those guys. Again, another shout out real quick because we have 200 people in the room. I want to bring this back up that we called it audible, folks. Every month we have a raffle on this channel. Every month, every single month we have a raffle on this channel. And we did on the first of every month, we were like, hey, look, here's the new raffle prizes. And people like, oh, cool, okay. And I put out a raffle package of prizes, and they're terrific, spectacular, great. But it just hit me like, you know what? I think we could do better. I think we could do better, and we are. So this is this month's raffle prizes, folks, is that we are including, we switched out one Jets hat for another. The brand spanking new 2026 New York Jets draft hat. I've seen it in person. It's spectacular. It's got a real weight to it. It looks awesome. There's a cool custom design inside the hat. The front logo has this metallic feel. The NFL logo on the back of the hat's really cool. That adds a metallic feel. It comes with this NFL draft pin, which is super neat. So here's what's going to happen. If you spend $3 on the channel, if you're watching on YouTube, you hit that little money sign, you spend $3 on the channel, you have a chance to win all of these prizes on your screen. We're talking about the brand new New York Jets draft hat, a 50-pack of New York Jets trading cards that has Joe Namath, Matt Snell, a bunch of the current players as well, Garrett Wilson and others, and a Sauce Gardner jersey. Now, you may say to yourself, why do I want a Sauce Gardner jersey? He's not here anymore. But again, I think this is the perfect weapon to use because the Colts hold the keys to the Jets getting their franchise quarterback, whether it's this year and it's Ty Simpson or it's next year in 2027. So you want to wear this jersey to hate watch the Indianapolis Colts. I'm telling you, I think you're going to really enjoy doing that. So we've got the Sauce Gardner brand new jersey. We got the New York Jets trading cards, a 50-pack, and the brand new New York Jets draft hat. And again, normally we have all these prizes at the house, and as soon as one of you guys wins the raffle, I box it up and go to the post office and go. And we will do that for the Gardner jersey and the trading cards. However, for the draft hat, we will let you pick it in the audience. If you win the raffle, we'll announce that winner on May 1st, and we'll let you pick out whatever hat you want. There's snapbacks, flex fits. There's like a cajillion options. I was on the website yesterday. So whatever one you want is up to you in the audience. If you win, that hat is yours. And again, it's a great deal. The draft hat is like, with shipping, it's like $50. And again, if you spend $3 on, and that's just the hat alone, let alone the jersey and the cards, that's like $50. So if you spend $3 on the channel, you have a chance to win that. So I highly recommend to everyone, if you're out there in the audience, what's $3? Take a chance. People have won our raffles before with only $3. So make sure you guys take full advantage. So again, super chat, super stickers. Buy a channel membership for yourself. That's a raffle ticket. Gift a channel membership to your neighbor. That's a raffle ticket. And again, I think the best deal that we have here on this YouTube channel is our Boy Green Espresso Club. If you hit that join button on your screen, you have two choices, the Boy Green Coffee Club and the Boy Green Espresso Club. If you join the Boy Green Espresso Club, I think that's the best deal for getting raffle tickets and all that jazz. And here it is. I'll throw it up on our screen real quick. Here it is. 2 YouTube membership levels. This is how you can join our awesome Jets community. The Coffee Club is $2.99 a month. Loyalty badge. You have access to our custom emojis we make on the channel. Early access to new videos. Folks, we've got some phenomenal interviews coming up, and I'll tease one in just a second. That's coming up draft week. That's going to be cool. Member shoutouts, priority replies to comments. If you join the Espresso Club, it's $5.99 a month. If you join the Espresso Club, you automatically get 5 raffle tickets to whatever contest it is. So if that's at any point in April, you get 5 raffle tickets to win these fabulous prizes on your screen, which is super cool. And if you remain an Espresso Club member, you will get 5 raffle tickets every month for life. We'll continue to do these contests for the rest of time until I'm dead, I guess. So as long as that doesn't happen between any month-to-month basis, we'll keep doing it. So $5.99, folks. Boy Green Espresso Club. It's a great gift because raffle tickets are $3 a piece. That's a $15 value that you're only paying $6 for. So I think it's the best deal in YouTube land and gives you a great opportunity. So hit that join button on your screen if you haven't already to Boy Green Espresso Club. And the Boy Green Espresso Club has special live shows at the end of every single month. It's a real treat, folks. It's a real treat. All right, I see we have some activity happening here. Let's go. We've got a big super chat here on the program from our number one Austrian Jets fan. Let's frickin' go. WOW.
Wow.
Oh, that's beautiful. Number one Austrian Jet fan with a $10 euro. Right to the cup. Super chat. That's translates to beep, boop, bop, $12 US, which is boom. 4 raffle tickets for Indy Jets. Beautiful, wonderful gesture there. Absolutely beautiful. So thank you for that out there in the audience. Thank you very much to the one and only number one Austrian Jets fan who just gifted those 4 raffle tickets to Indy Jets. Very nice gesture. Thank you, number one Austrian Jet fan. You are the real MVP for sure. Beautiful gesture. Thank you, number one Austrian Jets fan, for that. That is absolutely marvelous. Let's get a member shout out here on the show. Jaylene, a member for 11 months here on the channel. Let's celebrate. Yes, sir.
Wow.
Hey, BG, Reese and hopefully Downs. Turned Downs for what? I'm not sure if that's a thing anymore. But hey, a double dip with Ohio State, right? Ted mentioned it earlier. We know we're shopping at the Ohio State department. Just what aisle? What department? But maybe it's a multi-department visit. Maybe you pick up a bag of chips and then you're in the aisle. You're at checkout. You're waiting. You're like, ooh, there's some candy here at the end. All right, let's add that in. Maybe you double dip on Ohio State. Maybe you get a little Arvell Reese and Caleb Downs, or Arvell Reese and Sonny Styles, or Arvell Reese and Carnell Tate. Who knows? Maybe it's just Buckeye U for the New York Jets in round numero uno. Possible. Possible. Jaylene, I like the cut of your jib. Love the cut of your jib. That's for damn sure here on the program. Let me do this as well. Folks. There is a big interview that'll be coming up here on the channel, and let's tease it. Let's tease this interview. It's coming up. I'll actually do it in this way. 1 second, and I'll throw it up here on the screen. We're gonna have a former Jets player on the show to kick off draft week, which I'm super excited about. It should be an absolute treat. I have not had a chance to interview this individual. I have not had a chance to interview this individual, but I'm looking forward to speaking with him for the very first time. So this will be magnificent. And that is the one and only recently retired Chris Strevler. He'll be joining us to kick off draft week. Let me throw this up on the big board, folks. Chris Strevler, our preseason hero. The video is already on our live chat, so you guys can see it. It'll be coming up on, what is that, April 20th, I do believe. Let me take a peek. Yeah, so April 20th. This is in a couple of weeks. This will be live. A special bonus show. It'll be after Boy Green Daily on a Monday. It'll be around 1:30 is what it's scheduled for. So the one and only Chris Strevler will be joining us to kick off draft week. Shout out to Chris. I can't wait to chat. That's going to be awesome. We'll talk about some of his favorite Jet memories and favorite Jet teammates, and it'll be live, so you guys can ask him questions in his retired life and what's next. So that'll be cool. We'll have a Chris Strevler conversation coming up later this month. I hope you guys can check that out. That should be a real hoot. And speaking of promotion, I know a lot of you love this in the audience. So let's get love for this as well. If we're going to be promoting things, we might as well be promoting this. This is an annual event. This is an annual shish kebab here on the channel, and it hits us tomorrow on a Saturday. And you guys know, if you watch a show on a Saturday, that we get a little bit of Hop on Pop action. And Hop on Pop's 7-round mock draft to fix the New York Jets will be live tomorrow morning on Boy Green Daily. So there he is. That video is also live. We're on our P's and Q's today, having everything sort of aligned here. So yes, the 7-round Hop on Pop mock draft, where he will do whatever the hell he wants to do, will be coming up tomorrow morning. So there you go. We've got Hop on Pop 7-round New York Jets mock draft tomorrow. We'll have the Jets Worldwide Takeover on Sunday for a full show. And we'll have Chris Strevler later this month. So a bunch of fun guests joining us here on the program. That is for damn sure. All right, let's go to another super chat here. This is from NY Jets Fandom on the chat. Let's go.
Wow.
Would I trade 44 and 33 to get a 3-player first round? Well, let's pull up the old NFL draft value chart here, as you know I love to do here on the program. All right, let's see. How high could the Jets get if they packaged 33 and 44? All right, so let me take a gander here. So 33, let's start doing some math here, folks. All right, let me get this out. So 33 is 5A. Okay, we've got 44, 460. Okay. All right, that's 14, 1, 6, 4, 10, 1, 1040. So if they packaged both of those picks, okay, 33 and 44, according to the value chart, the Jets could get as high as the 15th overall pick with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Now, the key to all of this, every time I bring up the draft value chart, is this. The value chart is merely a guideline to sort of understand what it could look like. Just because this is it, there's no Madden force trade. Just because the value is there doesn't mean the Bucs have to do it. But this could get the Jets as high as the 15th overall pick. And thus, in theory, they would have 2, they'd have 15, and they'd have 16. But then they wouldn't have any second or third round picks. So after they pick at 16, they wouldn't pick again until 103. So that would be a massive gap, a massive canyon-sized gap. So if they traded both of those picks, it could get them to 15th overall, and then you get 3 players in theory in the top 16. That's phenomenal. So it would have to be. I'm willing to dance. I'm willing to move and groove here, but it's got to be for a guy you are absolutely over the top in love with. Like, you just say, how the hell is this guy here? And if that's the case, and really you have to feel that way about 2 players, because if you're at 16, you're probably gambling and saying, all right, if this transcendent player is there, I'm sure you'll fall into our lap. Or you just move a trade up from 16 to 15 and give up whatever is necessary for that swapperity, as opposed to moving up from 33 and 44 and jumping back in. Yeah, if you get to the Bucs pick and you feel great about 2 players, now normally a team would just say, one of those 2 is going to be there at 16, so I'm cool. Normally they wouldn't say, I want both. So that would be a different situation as well. But so yeah, I'm willing to dance if the player is right. Sure. I'm willing to dance if the player's right. Appreciate that. NY Jets fandom says, do I qualify for raffle? Raffle tickets are $3 a piece, fandom. So you're $1 short. Double checking our other. Well, actually, you had a previous super chat total. So yes, you are officially in the raffle. You have 1 raffle ticket, NY Jets fandom, based on your previous super chat combination. So great. Yes, you are officially in the raffle. Yes. And for folks that don't know, you can, just as NY Jets fandom did at some point earlier here in April, he spent $2, but raffle tickets are $3, but he just spent $2 today. So you don't have to spend the $3 at the right time. You could split it up throughout the month of April. As long as you finish up with at least $3, you have a raffle ticket. So yeah, you're in the running. NY Jets fandom, good question though. Yeah, it would have to depend on the player, but I'm willing to move. Oh, look at this, baby. James Kennedy with a 5-pack of Boy Green Coffee Club memberships. That's what I'm freaking talking about, baby. Fires me right up, baby. That fires me right up.
Let's go, Jets. Jets. Yes, sir.
Perfect. Good job.
There we go, James Kennedy. You're on the board for 5 raffle tickets. Let's friggin' go. Also, I want to give this reminder to Boy Green Espresso Club members that may say, wait a second, I thought you said I get 5 bonus raffle tickets. Don't I have those right now? I add those up at the end of the month. So anyone that is in the Boy Green Espresso Club, whatever you've accumulated throughout the entire month, if you've accumulated anything, some people accumulate nothing. And then boom, they have 5 raffle tickets for our contest. So we add all that up at the end of the month for anyone that is curious about that. But 5 raffle tickets are on the board here for James Kennedy. Let's read the 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. That's what I'm talking about. Let's friggin' go. Oh, yeah. Here we go. All right. Those 5 new members to the Boy Green Coffee Club from our guy James Kennedy is... Oh, YouTube's loading up here. YouTube's loading up. Okay, here it is. All right, Gilbert Gonzalez. We have Keenan Good. We have Logic 71. Mally Mall DC, and FVMP. You are all members to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Salute to Mr. Kennedy for delivering that to all of you in the audience. Hell yeah. That's what I'm talking about. Let's get involved. Let's get freaking involved. Boom shakalaka. Get on the train. Let's go to Vic on Facebook. We don't get enough Facebook shout-outs, so let's go to Vic here. I know that it would never happen, but what if we could get the linebacker that everyone who's talking about and pick at pick 2 and get the defensive end from Miami at pick 16? So the Miami defensive end that is most likely to be there at 16 is Akeem Mesidor. Now, Ruben Bain could slip. I haven't ever seen him slip to 16, but in a mock draft scenario, I'm saying. But that would be super cool. But yeah, there's something to be said about Sonny Styles as linebacker, or Arvell Reese, who technically is also a linebacker. Get either of those and then double dip on defense and go get Akeem Mesidor. There's a path to that. If you could get one of those guys, so Sonny Styles or Arvell Reese and Ruben Bain, like, whew, okay. I'm sure AG would be happy. That's for sure. Good thought, Vic. Appreciate that. Shout out to our Facebook people. Like I said, I need to give more love to the Facebook people out in our audience every once in a while. Philium says, how much does NY Jets fandom need for his next raffle ticket? I think it's $1. $2, excuse me. Yeah, he's $2 away for old NY Jets fandom. So his one raffle ticket on the board. He's $2 away from another one, Philium. Yep. He's right there on the precipice of getting another one. So feel free. Uncle Indy says, I wouldn't trade 33 and 44 for 15 unless there's Styles or Downs. Yeah, well, like I said, if there was someone like that was in like your top 7 and then they fell down to 15. But again, if you're the Jets, I would probably just move up from 16 to 15 unless 2 players there. And 2 players are like, F this. I'm making this up. We got Reese at 2. And then who could possibly fall that far? Caleb Downs and Ruben Bain, like I can't believe this made up scenario, but let's say, or like Carnell Tate or something. Okay, so if pick 15's on the board with the Bucks and Carnell Tate and Caleb Downs are on the board, the Jets go, fuck this, we'll get them all. 2, we took Arvell Reese. We'll move up with the Bucks to 15 to get Carnell Tate, and then 16 would take Caleb Downs. Like, holy freaking crap. I mean, that's a masterful moving. Again, still, you don't pick again till 103. So you're pushing all your chips in the middle of the table, which makes sense for superstar players like this that you think are going to be that. But, oh, my goodness, that is that'd be bold. That'd be bold. It's interesting. I see David Aaron says, trade 33 and 44, get back a third. Sure. Depending on the combination, there is a way where you could move up. So if you use 33 and 44, the highest you could get up is 15. But there's a world where you trade it to like 20 and you're overpaying for 20. So you could get 20 in like a third rounder or something. So there's a way to manipulate the board where 33 and 44 are better than 20 and 70. So, but could you flip flop that way or trade back from 33 and 44 and get a third? There's a lot of different ways to skin a cat. So sure. Yeah, that's another possibility, certainly. There you go. Philium in the giving mood. He jumps in on the board for NY Jets fandom. Let's freaking go with a $5 super chat.
Wow.
That math. Now NY Jets fandom has 3 raffle tickets. Beautiful. That's what I'm freaking talking about. So 3 raffle tickets for our buddy NY Jets fandom. Shout out to the one and only Philium for that one. Philium is, here we go. Philium strikes. Pow! Philium to share his monetary wealth in terms of raffle tickets with the Jets Boy Green Coffee Club audience or not. He chose to. Salute to Philium. Appreciate that. Very nice. Nice super chat coming through here on the program. All right, let's do this, folks. I'll open up the phone lines, but we'll also continue to answer your questions and comments in the chat, and we'll keep rolling here again. No Bob Letterer here on a Friday as Passover is going on. So no Bob Letter today. He did join us earlier this week, but we're thinking about
J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Yes.
And there you go. The lovely yes. Not a certain broadcaster saying yes, but that is Devin, aka DNY for life. Shout out to my pop's favorite shipmate. We'll do this. We'll take a quick time out, folks. Get a water, hang out, chillax, and we'll open up the phone lines next here on the program. If you'd like to call in, it's youtube.com/@BoyGreen25. That is the way to get involved. We'll be right back after this short message.
1, 2, 3.
Let's go, baby. Paul Lesnar Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. This is Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. Thank you so much for carving out any time if you've chosen to give in that time. I appreciate it. Whether it's listening, whether it's watching, what have you. This show by the people, for the people. Appreciate that. And appreciate that here on a Friday. We are less than 3 weeks away from the 2026 NFL draft. It was 3 weeks from yesterday is when the first round of the 2026 NFL draft will begin in earnest. We're 3 weeks today from that would be day 2 of the NFL draft, which is the second and third rounds respectively. Night 1, first round. Night 2, second and third rounds. And then the 4th through 7th round takes us home on a Saturday. A lot of business to attend to. Let's get a super chat in here. Gilbert Gonzalez, who recently just returned to the Boy Green Coffee Club. He's got something to say.
Wow.
Gilbert Gonzalez says, just want to say thank you for bringing it daily. Thank you, Gilbert. I love doing this. This is a lot of fun. It's, again, to see the intro here with a bunch of the coffee club members rocking out was a cool thing that Gator did with Easy, Hep, and then the people out in the audience, Austrian Jets fan, Woody, Indy, Chef. Oh, yeah, this is a cool family, man. So I can't wait to meet even more of you at the tailgate this year again. More details to come. Not much I can share now. We're about a month and 10-ish days away from me getting more information on that because the schedule will drop. We'll do a quick meeting of the minds among the Boy Green Coffee Club, Discord, and a lot of other places and sort of hammer down what games are possible, what games are in the first 6 or 7 weeks of the season. That's sort of what I'm focusing on time-wise for all you in the audience if you're planning your schedule. So I'm looking for September, October for this game, what opponents, what home games are there, because it'll be a home game. So a lot to figure out. But thank you, Gilbert, for the $5 super chat. We'll add this to your totals. So you have some great opportunities, my friend, to win some of those fabulous prizes, which is a real treat. Again, the brand new Jets draft hat, which, by the way, I have here. It is sick. So I think you guys are really going to enjoy that for whoever ends up getting that one. So, Gilbert, you're officially on the board with a raffle ticket. Thank you. All right, let's dive into the phone lines, okay? Let's get the scuba gear on and dive into the deep end of the pool. All right, that is the pin comment on youtube.com/boygreen25. Oh, there's no way. There's no better way to kick it off than with our resident rock star, Edward Schiff.
Oh, my God.
What's going on?
Oh, nothing. I started a new job, so that's why I wasn't on.
Oh, what's your new job?
Oh, driving a dump truck now.
Oh, okay.
I used
What
to
were you
do it.
driving before?
The dumpster truck.
What's the difference
The
between a
lim-
dump truck and a dumpster truck?
The dump truck pieces don't fall off of it.
Oh. Have you had
Yeah.
an experience with this new truck?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
have you?
I
Okay.
did it before I did the dumpster truck.
Oh, so you've got dump truck, dumpster truck, back to dump truck.
Yeah, and then tractor trailer and all that other stuff too. I can drive
Wow,
anything.
you've got quite a resume with these trucks.
I can drive a mixer and all that stuff. Cement mixer.
What's a
everything.
mixer?
Cement mixer. The thing where the barrel
Oh,
spins around.
wow. Oh, yeah. You gotta. I imagine you got to be pretty, on it with that. That thing's massive.
Yeah, high center of gravity, liquid load in motion.
Whoa, man, that's a lot of word salad right
Yeah,
there.
I've seen people tip them over.
Jesus, really? Oh my
Yeah.
God. I imagine that's a
Never fun.
nightmare and a half. Yeah.
Never fun. I was actually driving a dump trailer. So you got the
Okay.
regular dump truck where it's just a one piece. But I've seen somebody with a dump trailer and the back wheels were on uneven terrain.
Okay.
And the guy was lifting up the bed of the dump truck, and I kept telling him, "Hey man, you're uneven. You're going to tip it over." And he's like, "I've been driving for 15 years. This day." He fucking tipped the damn thing over. I was laughing my ass off.
Oh my God, Jesus!
This was
wow.
in New York City. God, going back when I was, I think, 27 years old.
Damn.
So we're going back like 40 years.
Damn, but man, oh my God, how do you even clean that up? I don't even to.
Well,
if
first they need a crane to pick it back up.
Okay.
Then you got to call the EPA because diesel fuel and all that shit spilled out on the ground and
the
just
cement
fucking
stuff
nightmare.
too, I imagine, right? Didn't that?
Well, this was just a sand trailer. It was a big tractor trailer with the big sand. We used to call them a sandbox.
Okay, that makes sense.
We used to have to get an overweight permit, 120,000 pounds of rolling sand and machine down the Long Island Expressway.
Oh my God.
Yeah, I
Wow.
used to pick up the sand in Melville at the sand pits out in Route 110.
Uh-huh.
And then you drive them all the way back into the city and deliver the sand to the ready mix plants. Fun.
So how often are you going to be doing this new job, or is it sort of on call?
Well, if you notice, there've been a lot of days where I've been able to do this. I'm
Right.
off today because it's Good Friday.
Of course, blessed be He. Yes.
Blessed be. But this job I'm gonna be working 40 to 50 hours a week with this job, and I'll actually be making money instead of only working one, 2 or 3 days with the last job, which I couldn't deal with it anymore. So I needed the money.
Yeah. Of course.
I took my Social Security early so I could bank it, and then I wound up having to spend it, and then I even had to go into my savings to pay for bills. And I'm like, no, this shit's over. I'm not going to have a full-time job where I'm not working and I have to go into my savings. So
yeah, right. Yeah, don't want to do that. Of course, right.
like if you weren't making money doing what you do something else because you got, two kids
running around, 100%.
Fiance, household bills, car payment, insurance, all that shit.
Yeah.
Bank doesn't want to hear that your boss is slow. No, the bank's like, I don't care. Fuck you. Pay me.
Yeah, right. Yeah, they just have their hand out, right?
It's like in that movie Goodfellas, where the restaurant was doing bad. Fuck you. Pay me.
Yeah, it's true. It's true, right? Excuses. Yep. Hey, my money every Friday or whatever it is. Yeah.
Excuses are like assholes. Everyone's got one, and they all stink.
That's a good, very vivid way to put that. Easy. Yes.
It's vivid, not very nice, but vivid. Anyway, I want to trade back number 2. Okay. And I don't care if we get any assets this year. I just want another draft pick next year. I want to absolutely, positively guarantee that we have enough firepower next year that we can get who we want.
Okay. The more assets you have, the better your odds are, I guess.
Because there's only like one premium QB this year, and he's already gone. And then the rest are all, well, actually, they're all a crapshoot. You never know. I mean, God forbid anything bad happens. I mean, Mendoza could, blow out an ACL or an Achilles in training camp. You don't know. So everything's a crapshoot. Even if you got the right guy, everything is a crapshoot. We had Chad Pennington. He hurt his arm. They tried to rush him back, and then he screwed it up so bad that he could never heal it properly ever again. So it's not just get the right guy. It's get the right guy with the right situation, with the right coaching and health.
Yeah.
Like Gino could have turned it around until he got his freaking jaw busted, and then everybody said, this no.
Yeah, because
Bye.
people forget the final game in 2014. He had the perfect passer rating game. That was
perfect passer rating.
That was Rex Ryan's final game in Miami, and Geno Smith was awesome. And there was a lot of momentum and buzz heading into 2015. Like, whoa, did everything finally click with Geno? And then the sucker punch happens before the season. Ryan Fitzpatrick takes over, and the rest
if Rex Ryan's the coach, that never happens.
What does it?
That altercation in the locker room, I'm convinced if Rex Ryan was the head coach, that doesn't happen.
Oh.
Rex would never let the team get that out of control in his locker room, ever. And that was all Idzik's fault. He traded away everybody.
Yeah.
I mean, we all knew Rex was not the greatest at talent evaluation. He was just the greatest at coaching them up on the defense. But when you combine that with a guy that can't make good picks, because say what you want about what was the GM's name? The guy that went to Miami after the Jets.
Mike Tannenbaum.
Say what you want about Tannenbaum. He was a bean counter too. But he also had much better talent evaluation skills. He was not a bad GM. He wasn't. And I just think that they should have kept Rexy. I think he could have turned it around. I really do.
Yeah. I have that book behind me, It
is what it is. Well, let's just hope Aaron Glenn could do it.
That's it. That's all we can do. Yeah.
But I'd like to see us trade back from 2 to maybe no further back than 8. I wouldn't want to go further back than 8.
Me either.
But I want a first round pick next year too.
That seems fair.
Yeah. I don't care. I want a third this year and a first next year at the bare minimum.
Yeah.
Now, if we could get a second and a first next year, even better.
Possible.
But I definitely want that third. I want the third this year, and then I want a first next year. That's what I want.
Okay.
Because we can go into next year with 4 first-round picks.
Yeah.
And basically, I mean, if we have to say, all right, we'll give you 4. We'll give you all 4 of ours so that we can get that first pick to get our quarterback. It's worth it if you know you got the guy. Like everyone says, nobody complains about what you gave up if the guy works out.
Right.
But I want that firepower next year, because this year is I don't want to say this is like a wait and see year. We want to wait and see what happens this year. There's no illusions this year that we're going to be in the Super Bowl. We could make it to the playoffs if we get lucky, which would be nice.
Possible, sure. It'd be great to end that.
It'd be nice to at least get a wild card. I don't care if we're the last wild card pick. If we
I don't give a shit either. Just get into the dance, 100%.
Because it's a brand new season. Everybody's 0-0 when you go into the playoffs. Yeah. Records don't count at that point. It's all about attitude and how healthy your team is. Because let's face it, some of the teams that are number 1 seeds projected to be, they could have catastrophic injuries, and we could just like dance through the raindrops and be healthy this year. Because it's usually the healthiest team with good coaching that wins.
Right.
So, yeah, but like I said, I'm pretty good with what we have this year in picks. I would just like to trade back just a touch with that number 2 pick. And then I really don't think I'd want to fuck around too much with the rest of the stuff. But I would like to at least get an extra second or a third this year, and definitely another first for next year. That's what I want to do.
Let's go. But hey, that 2000 draft was very kind to us. Sean Ellis, John Abraham, Anthony Beck, Chad Pennington. So let's get 4 number 1s again and either draft all the 4 or move and groove to go get our quarterback. So I love it.
Because we may like 2 or 3 of the quarterbacks next year.
Possible. And we'll just say, hey, whatever one we get is fine, right? We pick in 3 or something, and we're like, hey, man, we'll take whatever one is in our lap. I
hope we're not picking at 3. I hope we're more up at like 13, 14.
Maybe the Colts are picking 3, which means we're picking 3.
Oh, that's right. We get the Colts or the Green Bay or Dallas. Yeah,
yes.
That would be, and whoever wants to trade up with us this year and to get that pick, because I definitely want that 4th first round next year. I want it so bad.
I do too. Let's stack it. Stacking the racket.
Oh, but who do you think we should take? Like, let's say we trade back to number 7.
Okay.
Now, do you think we could be cagey and have when these teams call us, and just say, hey, I like your offer, but so and so wants to trade up because I know for a fact that they are going to go get Jeremiah Love. I mean, we could play some shade and throw some fear into some people.
I am buying another phone, and if someone calls me and I'm like, oh, okay, the Saints, you're on the board. Oh, ring. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
what was that offer? Better hurry. Another call. I'm sorry.
Right.
And jump over here and then say, oh, wow, that's a pretty good offer. Wait a second. Ring. Up, it's ringing again. Sorry, man. Oh, what was your offer?
Exactly. That's what I want.
You start
and I want some urgency.
Yeah.
You only have 8 minutes to make a trade now.
Yeah. Yeah, right. 8 minutes in the first round, and it's even less in the other rounds. Like it drops in duration.
I know it's going to be batshit crazy this year.
Oh, for sure.
The phones are going to be ringing fast and furious. I bet you it's going to be like 3 or 4 phones there, and I guarantee you, Muji's going to have all his all the assistants right there with him, and everyone's going to be picking up the phone. Everybody's going to be on the phone. It's good. I wish they'd show that shit because that would be so much
cool.
fun.
Yeah. We only get little pieces.
Great.
Yeah, that would be super cool. And, again, you're going to have some of these trades set up ahead of time. Yeah, Draft Day. I love that movie.
That movie
But we're going to have some of that ahead of time because a couple years ago, I had Mike Tannenbaum on the show. He said that Revis Jets-Panthers trade, they worked it out the night before and said if our guy's there, they didn't tell him who it was. But if our guy's there, we'll make the trade. So with only 8 minutes on the clock, they're going to have to move forward and do some of those kind of moves and sort of have some skeleton deals set up.
Muji was kind of talking about that, saying that he thought that there's going to be some wheeling and dealing going on, and he's looking forward to it. I think this is going to be a lot of fun this year. I really do.
I can't
because when you have the draft capital this year and next year, people could say, all right, we will do this if you give us, 2027, blah, blah, blah. There's going to be a lot of shit flying back and forth. This is going to be a real fun year. I predict, since it's a very low quarterback class.
Sure. Yeah.
I predict that there's going to be a lot of wheeling and dealing to get the other position players. There's going to be a lot of jockeying for position. It's going to be so much fucking fun.
Let's go. Easy. It's going to be a good time.
You'd probably almost be better off just staying home watching this on TV when they're doing all the commentaries, because you're going to be like oblivious while you're standing in the crowd. You're not going to know what the hell's going on.
Yeah, I've never done it before, so I have no idea how it's going to be, but it should be a friggin' crazy time. EZ, congrats on the new job.
Bring a tablet with you so that you can keep up with. So you can keep up with the shit that's going on.
Okay. I could try to, in the tablet, I could chisel to the Jets what I want them to do, and I will show them the tablet.
No, a tablet is a larger sized cell phone.
Oh, you don't mean the rock, the tablet?
What is that, fucking Flintstones? What the hell's wrong with you?
Yabba dabba doo!
You look like a fucking caveman.
I've heard that before. Yeah. Easy, you're the best, baby. Let's go. New job. Let's go. Shout out to Easy and the tablet and the new truck job. And then me learning the difference between a dump and a dumpster, and then back to a dump. And then what was that? High velocity liquid concrete? You learn something new every single day here on the channel. Let's hit that like button, folks. We've got 300 people in the room, including over 100 on YouTube. We only have 72 likes on YouTube, yet we have over 100 people in the room. Folks, hit that freaking like button. It's free to do. It's right there on the chat. That's how this show organically gets in front of other Jet fans in the audience. Enough likes, YouTube says, oh, wow, people like this thing. Hey, other Jet fans, here you go. Here's some action. Here's some activity. So make sure you guys do it and hit that subscribe button, too. We recently surpassed over 8,530 subs, which is super cool. We're going to see how quickly we can climb throughout the ranks here. Again, we're less than 1,500 away from 10,000, which is sick. All right, let's go, people. Let's keep going down the phone lines. Pin comment on youtube.com/boygreen25. And Philly Noodles. It's a Friday. It's up next. Oh, let's get here. Full screen. All right. Professor Dr. Philly Doodles the Fourth. All right. Still Sonny Styles number 2, no matter what. All caps, underlined, exclamation point. And we're getting some real Sonny Styles buzz, so we'll see what happens there. If no Styles at 2 or 16, second round linebacker option. So a little CJ Allen action, a little Jacob Rodriguez action. I like both of those options. That's some high quality filet mignon on the second level of the defense. Okay, very nice. All right, sleeper wide receiver picks after day 2. See Lance Branch and who? Ted Hurst. Oh, yes. I should have known. Yes, Ted Hurst. Okay, and sleeper tight end picks. Oh, Trig. I saw that in the which mock was that? I can't remember. The Jets picked him, or they were close to picking him, or it was in conversation. I don't know. I guess everyone can write a mock draft. It's somewhere out there on the internet. But I heard about the Trig stuff. In Muji, we trust. Look at that. That's the plan.
Still
gotta cop that shirt.
Yeah, I mean, Muji we trust.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great shirt.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Good morning, man.
Yes. Good morning. What's up, pal?
Not much. That's funny that Easy just brought that up. I was the manager for a concrete recycling facility for like 7 years.
Whoa.
And
okay.
Our parent company had the asphalt yard there, and I saw a live load, like he was explaining, where a dude was uneven. Old school dude. I know what I'm doing. He was uneven in the back, and he was dumping millings or asphalt breakup, whatever. As he's going back, the trailer started tilting the other way. It leaned his cab was going this way, and the body was going that way. And they had the crane adjusted and all that good shit. Yep.
Oh,
you
but
see
did
him
it fall
jump
over?
out. It almost fell over. He was very lucky.
God.
Yeah, very lucky.
Yes.
Yeah. I've seen a lot of shit. Actually, I've seen some horrific shit.
Yeah, Jesus. Okay, wow. That's man, here's the thing. I do this show and I had no idea dumpster dump, but I had no idea what the hell was going on. I love that. This show always keeps me on the edge of my seat. Yeah.
So what he was mentioning was the truck delivery that was a guy. So like he said, like when you go to mix those mixer trucks, those mixes are made and a chute drops down everything out of it, right? So the guy was bringing powder or at least sand. So he had a full truckload of sand versus cement powder. So they'll bring like 3 or 4 ingredients to the mixer yards. So there's a mixing machine that'll drop into those trailers in like 3 different slots or 2 different holes on top of the trailer, what they need to bring out. So I've never seen a full tilt where, you know what I mean? Like you said, you got to get the EPA involved because now you got fuel just filling out all over the street. Like that's freaking nuts, dude.
Yeah,
like,
good Lord.
That's biohazard.
That could be a disaster. Yeah, right. Obviously. But nature, for God's sakes. Wow.
But and shout out to Badshaw 1000%. I have a special delivery of a couple of shirts, one for me and one for my man Indy. And I could say, Indy, I know he's paying attention. We may be in good enough spirits that he grabs that shirt from me. Hopefully on maybe draft day. So I'm gonna wear mine on draft day, and I know you'll be on live at some point.
Yes, for sure. So we'll see. Yeah, let me do this real quick. We'll see if I could do this, or I might just do this terrible. So this may not work out at all. But with what you're saying, let's try to see if I can make this happen live. So I've been trying to cut this up behind the scenes. I just keep getting distracted with work. So we'll do this right now. I want to throw this up. Shout out to Badshaw because you brought him up here on the show. So let me see if I can do this. I'm a monkey operating a spotlight here, so we'll see how I operate with this. All right, so these shirts you guys have been talking about, let me throw them up here on the screen. These are the Indy Jet shirts that Badshaw cooked up, and he's got a lady down there. I think she's in Arkansas, and these Indy Jet shirts. Yeah, and a lot of people have been wearing them, and there's been some people that said, whoa, Indy Jet shirt, this is cool. What's going on here? Can I cop one? And I heard a few people say that they're interested potentially in having one of these. And I just want to give you guys some more details about it. because, and I'll throw this up on the screen here in a second too, but if anyone's interested in this, this is, and I want to make sure I make this abundantly clear here, that this is just a cool way to represent our guy Indy. Like, we love Indy out there, and this is it. This isn't, I don't want to misrepresent that this is something it's not. These shirts and Badshaw making these up and sending them to people, and then now we may sell a bunch of these. And we're just doing it for cost. We're not trying to sell to make money. This is only just to support our guy Indy. That this is not, you're not buying this shirt and then, like, I don't know, like, my words are terrible, and I'm supposed to get paid to talk for a living, but like the point of what I'm saying is this is just a cool way to support Indy. This isn't like a GoFundMe or anything. No. And he doesn't want anything like that. That's not what this is about. This is just like, if I wear this, I'm like, man, I fucking love Indy. I'd love to wear a shirt that says Indy Jets on the back, and he's my buddy, and I love wearing it. So, folks, this isn't money to support him in that way, but it's just money if you like Indy or hate Indy. You want to wear a hate Indy shirt, you can represent him in that way, I guess. But whatever it is, yeah, exactly. Yeah, right. There's a lot of love hate out there in the universe. This is just a cool way to do it. So the estimated cost for these shirts is $30. That includes the t-shirt and shipping. Anyone that's interested can get a hold of Badshaw. I'm going to throw his email up here on the screen, and you guys can reach out if this is at all of interest to you, and we could try to see if we can make this work out. For instance, I'm getting one of these. My pop, I'm sure, is getting one of these. And for more information, I'm going to put this up again on the screen here so you guys can see it. You guys can reach out to Badshaw on his email. So here it is on the screen. For more information, it's doublebeb@gmail.com. Again, double DOUBLEBEB@gmail.com. If you have any interest in purchasing one of these Indy Jet shirts, he's running all of it. I'm not taking any orders or doing anything. It's all through Badshaw. So if you have any interest, you can reach out to Badshaw, give your first and last name, shirt size of interest, and all that kind of information. And you guys could go back and forth. So if you want more information on these, you want to possibly cop one of these, and you guys can represent one of our great Boy Green Coffee Club members out there in the audience. I'm glad that you did this, Indy, because I've been trying to make a graphic, and then I kept getting lost to a time. So now let's just do it. So again, even if you go by like a certain nickname on the show, he'll need your full name and all that jazz, shirt size, and all that interest. Again, the estimated price is $30. But why we say estimated prices, depending on how many shirts this woman's able to make, this is a side job she does, the cheaper it can be for everybody. But if it's only a handful, then she has to, it costs more, basically. If you buy in bulk, she could save some money. So again, if you guys have any interest, the estimated prices, it should be no worse than $30, but maybe it could be even a little bit cheaper. So you guys can reach out, and please make sure you guys do that, because I'll be certainly doing it. So if it's of any interest to any of you out there in the audience, those are the Indy shirts right there. Thank you to Badshaw for organizing and putting that together. That's super cool.
Yeah, he's also on Discord, or your Discord platform for sure. Right. So people can hit him up that way. I talk to him frequently on there. What I was going to say, maybe I'll cook up some I Love Michael Clemens wristbands. Maybe we'll get those out. Maybe we'll do something like that. Shout out to Indy. But let's just say, no GoFundMe type of thing. This is just purely solely representing. And again, everyone want to make it very clear as well, like you did. No need for a GoFundMe. We can't forget that Indy is rolling in movie bucks because he was Dennis Quaid's side action star. Yes, he was his double for most movies. The gravelly voice. We were talking about Concrete this morning. Right. His voice is what makes mixers run. Remember that.
That's another good point. So he's rolling in royalties right now. So none of that seems necessary, obviously, for that. But apparently some people are interested. I see Chef Kevin Gilbert here.
Wow.
Buddy, Fastest Food Reviews, again, one of the fastest growing YouTube channels out there in the universe. He says, again, I need that Indy Jet shirt ASAP. Again, I will throw it up here one more time on the screen, and we'll throw it up sporadically over the coming days and stuff if you guys want it. Again, for more information, doublebeb@gmail.com for this Indy Jet shirt. Again, this is something that someone is making and putting them together. Badshaw bought a couple of them, sent them to random people, and now there seems to be enough interest. But sometimes people say they're interested, and then we're like, all right, where's the moolah? And then they're like, just kidding, I'm not interested. So we'll see. So if you are legitimately interested, and this looks cool, and you want to just, again, represent our guy Indy, reach out to that email on your screen, doublebeb@gmail.com. Again, it's around $30. we'll see how many people are interested. Maybe we'll get 100 people interested. Maybe it's 50 people, 10 people. I don't know. But I know me and my pop are interested for sure. And I just saw Chef Kevin Gilbert said that too. So that'll be super cool and a cool way to represent our guy. Man, Indy, again, is one of the OG callers on the show. And whether you agree with his takes or not, and mostly I don't, it's always fun having him here on the show. So let's go. That's super cool.
Yeah. All right, BG. I'll let you keep moving on to the next
Thank
people. Love the show. Let's keep it going. Hey, man, we're gonna have a great draft, everybody. Just
let's go. Hey, by the way, are you coming to that now?
No. My fiance is definitely setting up, going up to New York to visit family. So I got to take care of the wiener. I got my own jet. You know, I got to make sure he's good.
That's a good point.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we'll see you at the tailgate then, buddy.
Sorry.
We'll see you at the tailgate.
Yeah, I got to make that happen. That's. I mean, I feel like that. Me and Indy will be there. We got to make that. We'll be there.
Let's freaking go. There he is.
Let's go.
Philly Noodles, Dr. Professor, Mr. Philly Doodles, joining us here on the program. Super cool. And thank you, by the way, for Philly for calling in to give me an opportunity to talk about those Indy Jet shirts, which are super cool, badass. Thank you, Badshaw, again, for setting all that up. That is super, super cool. All right, let's go to Kyle Clifton up next. What's up, Kyle?
Philly's so selfish, always thinking about the wiener.
I know. Yep. Aren't we all? Jesus.
So, just thinking about Eddie's call, like for me, I think if we have number 2, I feel the need is to come away with a premium defensive player in this draft.
Mm-hmm.
And like that's the imperative, right?
Yeah,
so to go back to like 7 or 8, like I don't love Cornell Tate. Like,
okay,
yeah, like that's what you're gonna probably look to get if you're gonna be in that range, right?
Probably, yeah. That's what I would assume. That deep, unless someone slips like Sonny Styles. But again, like, where's the real floor for him? I don't know if he's there at 7 or 8. So
yeah, he might not be. He might not be. So I like. You have, I think part of the exercise is who do you end up with if you go back, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, and, to me, I like stick and pick.
Yeah.
Because when you have 4 picks in the top 45, you can just take the value down. However, if value presents itself, you have to capitalize, right? Like, so if you take Reese at 2, and I love Styles. And he falls a little bit. Like, what does it take to go up from 16 to get Styles? Right?
Yeah.
Like that's the question, right? You don't want to dip into the first rounders next year. That people are going to want the first rounder.
Of course, that's what they will ask for. Yeah,
right.
Naturally.
So is there a way around that? Right? Like, would you be willing to cannibalize the second round this year? With both picks and maybe a first rounder in 28, I don't know. Along with I don't know,
right?
But I think about it like that would be transformative for your defense if you would add Reese and Styles. No,
oh my god, that would be that'd be nuts. That'd be nuts.
Yeah. So it's just I think you have to let the draft come to you a little bit.
Okay.
Realize when there's opportunity in front of you, and from where we sit right now, like there if you think that there's 16, 17, 18, 20 tops first round grades in this draft, then you're probably sticking with where you are with the 2 and 16, right. or if you have an opportunity to like take a third rounder next year and go up 2 spots and to get your guy, maybe you do that.
Sure.
You want to absolutely protect the ultra premium picks for next year.
No doubt.
I would be willing to probably part in the right scenario with the third rounder next year.
Yeah.
Because or maybe there's like a pick swap that can be done along with that to get to like where you retain your second rounders, you give up a little value, but you feel like you're still going to get a decent player, right? That's kind of, and the question is all really moot until we see how things are going to fall. I'm of the opinion, just looking at things, that after Mendoza, it's going to be all defensive players until the Browns pick, and I really don't know what the Browns are going to do.
Interesting. Yeah, and I just saw the rumor or whatever. I don't even know. It came from Andrew Berry's mouth, I guess. But he's like, I don't know if we're going to be picking at 6 when April rolls, like the end of April rolls around. I'm like, wow, what a weird thing to say like that. That's I don't know what his motivation for saying that is, but
Well,
I just heard that yesterday.
to me, that means they're looking to go back. But
Yeah, right.
I appreciate your time, BJ.
Okay, thank you, Kyle Clifton, joining us here on the program. Good stuff from KC. Yeah, yeah. Because it's a fine line, right? And sometimes things work out in funny ways. For instance, right? So let's go back to the 2022 draft. Jets got Sauce Gardner at 4. We got Garrett Wilson at 10. And then I think the draft show or the documentary, or whatever you want to call it, the like inside baseball draft room, they say starting at like pick 15, Joe Douglas went, oh shit, I think I could get Jermaine Johnson. And then he starts calling up from pick 15. They end up getting him at 26, but he's calling 15, 16, 17, 18. It's just like, what's it going to take? What's it going to take? What's it going to take? And obviously, the higher you go, the more you have to give up, in theory. So Darren Mucci just seems like a cool customer, man, that, quite frankly, I know he hasn't been on the job long. It's a year plus, and he's only had one draft, but will he have the right temperature for like one of these players starts to slip and slide? Does he go, just as a random example, like he's like, ooh, I take them at 12 or 15th overall. Like, would I move up one spot? Would I move up 3 spots? Like, what's the right amount to move up? Because sometimes you can be over aggressive. You could move up from 16 to, let's say, 10, and like, shit, I could have waited till 12 and then saved a little ammunition. So it is a little bit of a dance. It's your knowledge of what you think other teams are going to do, pro personnel wise and draft wise. Like, what information have you gathered over the weeks and months of scouts and say, ooh, we feel pretty good the Bengals are going to do one of these things. Oh, we feel pretty good the Chiefs are going to do this. That's the real intel. Because again, not that I love to give all this credit to the Giants, they either got incredibly lucky or they're super smart. They're super smart, okay, with the Jackson Dart stuff of knowing what was going to happen, who, what, when, where, why, how, right? And saying, ooh, we think we could get him at this point. And it worked out. They didn't give up a future first when they launched back into the first round to go get Jackson Dart. So they got him at a value that was appropriate, and this quarterback, they think it's their franchise guy. So I think that's part of the equation for sure. All right, let's go back to the phone lines here on the program. Again, 300 people in the room. Like the video, hit subscribe. Oh, look at it. It's almost like you put up the bat signal for this guy. I don't know what the signal would be in the light, but Bubba Badshaw has now joined us.
Yeah, you put up the Woo Pig Suey in the sky, and I came snorting. No, I was actually in a bad spot when Philly called in. I was trying to hear. I heard something get mentioned about the shirt and whatnot. And so
yeah, so please, Badshaw, let's do this. I probably did a terrible job, quite frankly, trying to explain it, because I fumbled for a few seconds trying to explain it, because I just want to make sure this is very clear. I don't want to mislead people. I never want to mislead people, but specifically on something like this, I definitely don't want to mislead people on what this is. So, Badshaw, this was your idea, so I'm going to throw the shirt back up here. I'm going to throw your email that I put up here as well. So if you can explain sort of what all this is about, the inspiration of this, and if anyone's interested, please, I'd appreciate it.
So basically, Indy's our guy, especially, a lot of people that are in the chat, a lot of people that watch the show, he was a guy called in almost every morning with, they were takes. You could call them takes at least.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But we love Indy. And, some of my favorite debates I've had on this show were with Indy. So I always got joy out of that. And then once I met him at the tailgate, I was like, oh yeah, this is my guy for life. And so, anyway, it was just something I wanted to do to kind of support him. And I was kind of telling you the other day, Paul, so the thing behind it is, us as Jets fans, sometimes, you buy a jersey or something of a player and say Sauce Gardner, for instance, those who bought Sauce Gardner jerseys this year, and then he got traded to the Colts. And a lot of people are like, I don't really like buying jerseys because then they go to other teams and then I hate their guts and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, Indy is not going to be traded to the Colts, or, we're never going to lose Indy. Indy's always going to be a Jets fan. He's always going to be supporting the Jets. And, he eats, breathes, drinks, sleeps Jets,
Yeah.
And so, anyway, I just wanted to get this together. I've got a friend. She lives in the St. Louis area. St. Louis,
Oh, okay. There you go. All right.
And so they are big Packers fans.
Oh,
But she went to
gross.
school in Missouri. Well, when she was a kid,
Okay.
basically they got so bored with just being Packers fans, because Packers were pretty much awesome in the 90s.
Sure.
They always.
Yeah.
And so her dad was like, we need to get a team just to root for in the AFC. So she had chose the Jets.
Oh, go figure.
So, I mean, she's a diehard Packers fan and whatnot, but she's also, I was telling you, she knows Brady Cook's family.
Yes, right.
She trained Brady Cook's little sister in basketball. So that was something kind of cool connection with the Jets. But anyway, so we just I got a hold of her. She's really good. I wore some shirts to your tailgate that she had made. When Chef Kev cooked us some badass food, I was there eating it in my Jets shirt she had customly made. Some days I call in wearing Hog shirts or Red Wolf shirts. She's made all those. These are Gildan brand shirts. They're good shirts, small through 3XL. And so anybody who wants to, get with us, and if you've got my number, email, I'm on Discord.
Yeah, the email's right here on the screen as well.
Yep. Yes. And I didn't pick that email. My mom made that for me when I was.
So what is that? Is that Double Beb?
Yeah. So I was Double B. Before I was Badshaw, I was Double B. There was a radio guy in the morning, Brandon Baxter, and they called him Double B in the morning. Well, I was always in such a good mood in the morning. People at school called me Double B in the morning.
Right.
Well, doubleb@gmail.com was taken. So my mom created my full initials, Brandon Evan Bradshaw. So it makes no damn sense. And it's confusing when I have to tell people what my email is. So,
well, it makes me feel better now that at least it's your initial. I didn't know if there was some sort of Beb reference that I was unaware of. So I was like, I was going double BEB Beb at Gmail. So now I know. Now that makes me feel even better about it. So there you go, folks. Again, the Indy Jets shirts on your screen. For more information, again, I sort of explained this as well, that the estimated price is $30. It shouldn't be any more expensive than that, but there's a chance it could be cheaper. It depends how many people are legitimately interested, because people say they're interested all the time. We're talking about this Badshaw on the phone, and then when it comes down to, okay, where's the money? Where's the money? When Badshaw rolls up with a baseball bat at 5 o'clock, like, where's my money, man? And then all of a sudden now people start dipping. So again, if people are legitimately interested, if it's like 1,000 people, 100 people, whoa, okay, maybe the price is going to be a lot cheaper. So she's doing this. Your friend out there in St. Louis is doing this as a side job. So obviously, the more she can bang out and make all at once and know, oh, wow, I'm making 50 shirts because there's 50 people interested, it could be cheaper. If she knows she only can make 6 or 7, then the cost is more expensive and things of that nature. So, yeah, this is awesome, Badshaw.
You did a great job explaining it and everything. And you don't want to look out your window at 1 o'clock in the morning and Badshaw standing outside with a baseball bat, because you'll end up walking around like me if I have to do that. So you don't want that.
And one more nugget here, Badshaw. You told me this over the phone, and I believe it's this way as well. So you mentioned that the shirts can go through 3XL, but if there are people that are bigger and they're like, man, I wanted a shirt, but I can't. You said there perhaps is a way. So still reach out, because there may still be a way to get a different kind of shirt.
Yeah. Well, it may be a different shirt. It might be a slight different color. It'll still be green. It just might not be.
It's still going to be Indy Jets and all this stuff, but it just may be slightly different to accommodate. So people, if you are above 3XL and you're like, man, I really wanted a shirt, still reach out to Badshaw, because there still may be something we can do here.
Yes, sir. But yeah, unlike most people today, I have to go to work, so I'm about to go in here, but I also wanted to say Ed Vargas that had met up with us at the tailgate. His mom died Sunday, so prayers to his family and whatnot. And we're thinking about you, Ed, and everything. And I'm going to get off here, but y'all have a good Friday. So y'all have a good day.
Well done. There you go. Bad shot. Join us here on the show. Oh my goodness. I didn't hear that at all. Ed, oh my gosh. Shout out to, you and your entire family. We're all thinking about you. That's devastating news. I've loved getting to meet you at both of the tailgates the last 2 years. Last year, you and your beautiful wife got to meet you, both of you guys in both of those years. But we got to host our own tailgate, and then the next Shine tailgate the year before was awesome. And you guys are such big fans of the show. So again, we're thinking about that's awful news. I'm so sorry, Ed. So our thoughts and love are sent out there. Thank you, Bad Shaw, for letting us know that. So we're thinking about you guys, man. There's been a lot of loss recently. So 100%. Ed, prayers are sent out to you and your family. I see Mac and others are saying you want one again. One more time, I'm going to throw it up, and then we're going to keep going back to the phone lines, folks. If you have any interest in those Indy Jet shirts I just threw up, I'll say this one more time. That email is doublebeb, B-E-B, which apparently is Badshaw's initials, first, middle name, last name, doublebeb, doublebeb @gmail.com. If you're like, hey, I'm interested in the Indy shirt, you could just say that, and then Badshaw can move forward. But basically, the details he's going to need are your full name, shipping information, all that jazz, and he'll put you in contact. We're going to add you to a list and see how many people are going to want these Indy Jet shirts. So it's a cool way to represent one of our own in the coffee club. So again, you guys can reach out at that email right there on your screen for more information. And for our audio-only listeners, doublebeb@gmail.com. Again, I am certainly interested. I know my pop's interested. But again, no pressure if you guys don't want to. There's no worries. This is Badshaw came up with this idea, which is very nice for Indy, and it's super cool. So feel free to reach out. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Again, our love is sent out to the Vargas family. That's terrible news. We're here as a family for you, pal. Through this very tough time. Let's go to Lou B, Super Jets fan here on the show. Lou?
First of all, condolences to Ed's family, obviously.
Of course. Thank you.
So today, BG, I am going against Bonesy in the Asmaniac Men.
Oh, okay. Here we go. Which show is this one?
It's Bonesy. So it's the Asmaniac Men is today at 4:30.
Oh, 4. Yeah, I was just saying the time. So, the 4 o'clock show. Okay, I got you.
So about 4:30, they start the vote. So obviously, I am asking everyone from the Boy Green Coffee Club and the Double Espresso Coffee Club to go and vote for me.
Yeah.
Obviously, you guys know my loyalty to the Boy Green Club.
Of course.
Yeah. Very obvious.
I don't like, sort of, getting in a pissing contest here. Bonesy's called in a handful of times in the history of the show. He has explained why he can't call in more. He's on a train to work and he can't call in and stuff. He tried to before, but it was terrible signal.
Excuses unacceptable.
But that's what I was just about to say. I'm like, this is results-oriented business. And while that is a very beautiful, sad song that a cowboy can sing on his guitar at a concert, Lou B, no matter what, you show up here in this beautiful Amazon jungle of yours, and you're here every friggin' day, man. Yeah. So I think the Boy Green Coffee Club is quite clear, and we move swiftly and we move aggressively.
I won last time against KJ, which was very interesting, and I think it was the Boy Green Coffee Club that helped me get over that hump. So you can set an alarm for 4:30. I'd appreciate it, and just jump on there and vote for me. It's going to be a tough one. He won last year, but back to football. Sure. I whether we trade up or down on 2, I just think that we need to I think we need to trade up to 7. Like I said before, I think 7 is a sweet spot. At 7, we could get anyone that we were looking at 2. I keep on saying that, and I keep on just reminding myself every time I look at this PFF and go through it again and again and again. There's so many good players that are available at 7. And like I said, we've always been speaking about those same players at 2. So that's the move, I think. I don't know what they do, but if we left this draft with Bain and Love, I think we would be really smart that way. Or Carnell Tate and Love, or Sonny Styles and Love. You can do that if you take Love at 2 and trade up to 7. You could get one of those guys, or Love and Bailey, or Love and Downs, or Downs and Arvell. That 7-2 combo is crazy. Yeah. Obviously, I'm a Love guy, and I know not everyone in the chat is. Yeah. But the pick that we have and the 7 pick, and believe me, DC needs picks. So that's why I keep on saying 7. If you look at their situation, they need picks They need a running back. They got a lot of situations there. So that's a sweet spot for me. And easy. It's called an iPad. And I'm actually going to have a strap with me. Because I'm going to be like, who's left? Who's left? BG, look who's left. Look who's
See? And he's like, oh, you animals are not going to know what's going on. You're just going to be a bunch of random people out there. Lou B, you are ready. And that is, what is that called again?
This is an iPad. So I'm going to find like a strap to hold it.
Oh, nice.
Because I need my phone.
See, because we're going to know what's going on. Best player available, trades are having a Twitter up. We're coming prepared.
And easy, how would you think we're not going to know what's going on? We're going to be 2 feet from the stage or 200 feet. It doesn't matter. We're going to be there. We're going to be watching. We're going to be live. We're going to know.
Think we're going to be like kidnapped and chained up in a warehouse? Like, what does he think?
We're going to know 10 seconds before he does.
Yeah. Like, exactly. That's right. We're going to know even better than him. He's like, yeah, you're better at home.
We'll text you.
Yeah. We'll let you know. We'll keep you in the loop, buddy.
Exactly.
Unbelievable. Can you believe this guy? Unbelievable. And look at this. Your buddy, Chef Kevin Gilbert, is raising the roof.
Wow.
He would stand for me. We had a nice little talk this morning. Me and Chef. I have a few people on my side, obviously. This is going to be a tough one.
But here's the key, Lou, is you need to bring your army. You know, there is a war going to happen today. So you got to rally the troops. You got to get your people.
There's no question. My army is right here to go straight at Bonesy, go for the jugular. He's got to come tonight.
I've heard this before. Of what they say about warriors back hundreds of years ago is that every warrior has a mana spirit inside of them. And when you defeat another warrior, you absorb their mana spirit into your own. So the fact that Bonesy won the tournament last year, he's the biggest bully at the prison. And you need to go over to that motherfucker and punch him right in the nose and beat the shit out of him. And then you absorb his mind. Yeah, a shoe. Yeah. Give him shoe him to death and then drink the shoey. That's what they do out there in Australia. And then absorb that mana spirit. And then perhaps Lou B is destined to win as Maniac Madness.
Well, he's lucky it's on this, because if it was as a Jets fan, you know what I am. You know what I am as Jet Life. And
of course,
the thousands of Jet fan friends that I have. And when I go to the games and the tailgates, and the tailgates are the best part of the, let's be honest, for the last few years, the tailgates are incredible, making new friends. And I am there every single time. I do whatever I can for Jet fans all the time, anytime. I'm looking for nothing. BG knew especially. I am looking for nothing from no one except to go and chant JETS for our team, and that is it. So I'm bringing today to Bonesy.
Let's go. We're brothers for life, Lou B, and I appreciate you. We will be representing today. That's marked on the calendar, baby.
Go Jets.
There he is, Lou B, Super Jets fan. Fastest for interviews, $2 Super Chat was vote for Lou B. Again, that is, for those who don't know, I'm sure everyone knows, but as Maniac Madness, which is part of the Jake Asman Show network, at his 4 o'clock show, apparently the voting will open around 4:30. It is Lou B versus Bonesy, who has called into the show many times and is a avid viewer of this program. But again, the participation of one Lou B is pretty integral. He was such a key piece of our tailgate last year. He volunteered his B Sprinter free of charge. I mean, Lou B's my guy. Lou B invited me out to Jets training camp, which was lovely, for a private Jets Giants joint practice training camp. Lou B has invested a lot into this program every day. He is the Jeremiah Love Train. He is the conductor of the Love Train. I'm sorry, Bonesy, but this is a Lou B show, baby. This is a Lou B show. So, with all due respect, let's enter the octagon and let the best man win. But in this political race here, I got to put, this message was approved by Boy Green. This message was approved by Boy Green. We vote for Lou B. I don't know what that voice I just made up is, but we're Lou B people. So I appreciate that. Chef Kevin Gilbert adding that to your total. The Tennessee Jet. I love this.
Wow.
Morning, what I miss, Tennessee Jet? That's a good question, and appreciate you. Let's add this first to your raffle ticket total. So thank you very much. So what did you miss? Well, a couple of things. First off, Rich Samini of ESPN says Sonny Styles, whoa, don't rule that out for the New York Jets. And so there's one piece of the puzzle. Ohio State off-ball linebacker Sonny Styles. Don't rule that out for the Jets. Ooh, intriguing. Okay, put that in a pocket. All right. And here's another piece of the puzzle. Connor Hughes and Zach Rosenblatt say they came away from the annual league meeting saying, oh, my God, the Jets could trade the number 2 overall pick. So do they trade the number 2 overall pick, get into a different range, and then take Sonny Styles or to Lou B's guy, Jeremiah Love or something? So that's what you missed. That's sort of main entrees of what you missed. And again, we're showing some love for our buddy Indy Jets for the T-shirts that you guys can go pick up. So those are sweet. I'm going to be interviewing Chris Streveler, recently retired quarterback, to kick off draft week. So that's locked in. That is in the live videos. There's something else you missed. Chris Streveler. I've never talked to him in my life outside of obviously talking to him to set up this interview, which is going to be amazing. Talk about his Jets tenure, his favorite teammates, favorite memories. It's going to be a lot of fun. It'll be a live show, so you guys can interact. So Chris Streveler coming up. Tomorrow's the Hop on Pop 7-round mock draft to fix the New York Jets, where he's at the controls. I'm just pressing some buttons behind the scenes, but he's making all the decisions. So some plugs there of shows that are coming up in the ethos. And we're less than 3 weeks away from the NFL draft. So what'd you miss? Hopefully we just caught you up on that quick 2-minute huddle. Hopefully on that 2-minute huddle, we caught you up there. Yeah. We got 300 people in the room, baby. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe here on the program. That is the best way to do it. Also, again, on that subscribe train, we have recently surpassed 8,530 subs. So make sure you guys keep jumping on that train. Dogpile those subscribers. All right, beautiful. All right, let's keep cooking here on the program. Let's keep cooking here. Let me make sure, by the way, that I didn't miss anything. Let me see. I got everybody. BG, Jets Fandom, Philium, Gilbert Gonzalez, Fastest Food Reviews, and Tennessee Jet. Okay, I caught up on everyone's super chats. Want to make sure I didn't miss out on anybody. All right, back to the phone lines here. That's a pinned comment on youtube.com/@BoyGreen25. Again, no Bob Lutterer today. That's the other thing you missed, Tennessee Jet. Bob Lutterer joined us earlier this week, Passover, so can't be on today's program, but he's with us.
J-E-T-S, Jets.
Yes. Now let's go to Knowledge the Jedi to kick us off next. What's up, Knowledge?
Hey, what's going on, Boy Green?
Oh, you're on the move. Nice.
Yeah. There's a lot of things going on out there. The Raiders just signed Kirk Cousins.
I saw that. Crazy.
So
yeah.
Is that a sign? Is that a sign that Mendoza might be back on the board? Like,
I don't think so. No, I think they're just bridging him. They're bridging him, I think.
They're gonna bench him after getting him number 1 overall.
Yeah, sounds like it. Maybe.
That's crazy.
Hey, maybe you're right. Maybe we're at the draft and then something crazy happens, right? 2018, I go back to that draft all the time. All offseason, Sam Darnold. He's going to the Browns. And for me as a Jets fan, I sort of deplugged and went, well, obviously there's no chance he's coming to us. So I didn't even think about Sam Darnold. And then either the day of or the day before, Adam Schefter reports the Browns are seriously in the conversation to take Baker Mayfield. I'm like, what? That sounds like ridiculous nonsense. All offseason has been Sam Darnold. Now suddenly it's going to be Baker Mayfield, but that was true. And like, holy shit, the Jets could get Sam Darnold. And then it went crazy. So yeah, maybe 2018 repeats itself. We get something crazy. I just don't expect it.
Hey, and then I don't see us I see us sitting at 2 because even if Styles is in the conversation, I don't see him falling past 5. Like I don't see the Giants passing on him. Right. And then a lot of time, what I think is weird is that are we really talking getting 2 linebackers in the first round, even though they were phenomenal? Yeah. Because they're saying Reese, they're saying Styles. It's kind of like if you can land both, but it's almost like the conversation I had with you the other day. It's like, why don't we get both the edges out of Miami that we could trade back and still get both of those guys, getting Bain and Matador or Mazador. However you say it.
Mazador, that'd be cool.
But I see if we do trade back from 2, let's say all right, let's say that that Fernando isn't available. We don't go for Love, and then we feel somebody wants to move up for Love. We probably could get capital with the Saints. I feel because I don't want to trade with Washington. Washington, you trade with them 16 so they could trade back, or Kansas City, you trade with them 16 so they could go back because they Washington don't have any picks. They have a pick in the first round, and then what? Like the 4th round, 5th round?
Yeah, I think they have a pick in the 1st, a pick in the 3rd. So they have 2 picks inside the top 146 picks. So not a lot of picks.
Yeah, so I'm saying like they will be interested in probably trading back to get more picks. I don't see them trying to trade up. They don't have any capital to move up to 2.
Yeah, that's true. Right.
The person who has the capital to move up to 2 is gonna be the Saints. The Saints have a pick almost in every round. And also I see Kansas City probably wanting to move back to 16. So
that could make sense. So they have plenty of picks. Yeah.
Well, the thing is, they don't have the money in their salary cap to want to pay a top 10 pick for the long run. So they might want to trade out at 9, move back a few spaces. So they got to pay their rookie a little bit of less money.
Yeah.
And then we could move up into the top 10. So really, I think the trading partners we need to target is either the Saints or Kansas City. And the Saints would be trading back from 2. Like trading up from 2, and then Kansas City would be to trade up with 16. Because they will want to fall back in the draft. I don't see them wanting to stay in the top 10 unless they want to pay a high price running back, which I don't see Love going past the Giants either. It's kind of like Tennessee and the Giants might want a running back, so it's like you don't see him going past 4 or 5 either.
That's also true.
So I'm just saying, if we're thinking of trading back, it's like we really got to see who's the possible trading partners, because I don't see Washington wanting to trade up to 2. I see them wanting to trade back to get more picks, and we only got 9 picks.
Right. Yeah,
we only got 9 picks, so I don't see us lobbying away premier picks, especially when in the 4th round we're probably gonna draft our backup quarterback, because I don't see us getting Ty Simpson with 15 games, even if we love him.
Yeah,
it's too risky. It's too risky, especially with Geno on a 1-year contract. See, if Geno was on a 2-year contract, then maybe.
Yeah.
But to do a 1-year contract with Geno, like you guys were talking about, I don't see them picking a guy they're gonna sit for a long time. That's why I like Carson Beck there. He's already like 26. I feel like he's prepped to be a long-term QB2.
Which we need as well. So
he has a high floor, Like if you want to take a project kid, I say go with Arkansas's quarterback. He's 6'6". He's a freak of nature. It's like getting an Anthony Richardson. Anthony Richardson jumped to what? The top 3, top 1, number 1 in the 1st round, and this guy, he's faster than him, and he's tall. 6. He fits the prototype we're looking for. The problem is he has to get coached up. Like he will have to get coached up. So if you're looking to sit somebody, I would take the risk with the 6'6" kid that runs a blazing 4.3.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
You know what I'm saying? So he kind of fits the archetype of Rich, the offensive coordinator.
Yeah, so, Frank Reich. Yeah, right.
Yeah. He fits the archetype for him. So who knows?
Hey, and Knowledge, what do you do for a living?
I'm a retired veteran. Right now, I'm just helping out my uncle. He owns a business. So
cool.
He's like a wholesaler. So sometimes I help him out when he's short people.
Oh, that's cool.
So,
wow.
I like
nice.
to stay busy. It's hard being home and feeling like you're retired when you're under like 50 years old.
Yeah, right. Well, thank you for your service. I appreciate that.
No, I appreciate you, and I just hope. I'm excited to be a Jets fan again. Believe me, there was times that after the Fitzmagic fiasco, that it was hard to even watch football. Like I would just read the articles. I thought it was bad luck to watch. I started thinking, because you're superstitious. You start thinking like, oh, you want your team to tank. When you start watching, all of a sudden they're winning. You're like, wait a minute, I'm watching and they're winning when we need the proper positioning to get a better pick. Maybe I shouldn't watch. You know what I'm saying? And then it's like they're winning when you're not watching. You get excited to watch, and now you go on a losing streak. So it's like, maybe I shouldn't even be watching.
Yeah.
Like you go through all of that. So mainly, I mainly just read articles on the Jets a lot, or listen to the radio, or get the responses from the people. I like I'm like an old-fashioned guy. I like the word-of-mouth news. Like, I'd rather get it from what I'm hearing from the rumblings of the other fans. So therefore, I'm like, all right, I could agree with that, or I don't agree with that. But I'm telling you, them getting Kirk Cousins, I feel like that might be a sign that, you know what I'm saying? Because next year's draft does have a lot of QBs, man. So what if they're just letting everyone think we're going all in on Fernando? They go get Kirk Cousins, which is nothing but an older Fernando style QB.
Yeah.
And I don't see him being a mentor. Like I don't think Kirk Cousins is a mentor. He was a backup quarterback. He's always was scrappy. He always was fighting for the starting job. I don't see him trying to train his replacement when this guy has like the best agent in the world. For some reason, he's making right now more money than Tom Brady made in his whole career.
That is crazy. I saw that.
Once he signs his contract, he eclipsed supposedly the GOAT.
That's
like,
crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So
good on his agent.
He got the best sports agent in the world. Whoever's his agent, like somebody better get on the line.
Mike McCartney. I want to hire him immediately as the agent. Yeah, Mike McCartney. Yes, he is the agent.
I'm telling you, this guy's getting $10 million a year, and it's a multi-year contract. They said supposedly 5 years, 4 years, something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, that's intense. So yeah, big salute to Captain Kirk Cousins, man. Big salute to Captain Kirk Cousins.
But think about that. If they're gonna sign him to 5 years and then you're drafting Mendoza, you're basically praying that Cousins is gonna be willing to help him out to be his replacement. And I don't know, man. He's a really competitive guy, Kirk Cousins. I don't see that. He has left scenarios that it was a competition of QBs and he's not the clear-cut number one. He wants to be a number one QB, so I don't know. To me, it sends out a smoke signal that Mendoza might be up for us to trade up to go get him. Because I saw Fox NFL said that the Jets will trade up to number one to draft Mendoza, and I was like, is this even possible? Like, is it even possible?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I guess anything's possible. Anything crazy can certainly happen now. So. We'll see. You know, but hey, man,
you know me. I'd rather draft back, get more draft capital, and let Ruben Bain fall in our laps. Because I don't believe his arms are that short. I don't want to hear it about a quarter inch. It's a quarter inch.
Okay.
Like not even an eighth of an inch. That's like what if his fingernails were cut or some shit.
Yeah, I guess whoever you're talking to, whether that sort of size matters, I guess. But yeah. That's neither here nor there, I suppose. But hey, that was the other buzz from earlier in the show that maybe the Jets can trade back from 2, and then we can make your dreams come true with Ruben Bain or somebody like that. So we'll see now.
Hey, I do feel we could trade up 16-9 though to Kansas City, because I see them wanting to get out of the top 10. I don't think they got the salary cap.
Let's see if they can do it. Knowledge, thanks for the call, brother. You're the best.
I appreciate you.
There he is. Knowledge, a Jedi, joining us here on the program. The only nugget I will just say. Yes, 15 years, who says the Cousins deal was strange. I heard it explained yesterday when I was driving back from the Syracuse Mets game, okay? So Tom Palisero joined us. Again, I must spit out my drink when I get the alert, okay? I get the notification in my phone. Whoa, Kirk Cousins signed with the Raiders yesterday. 5 years, $172 million. I'm like, what the fuck? You know? Excuse my Guatemala, what the fuck? I'm like, huh? What? Who? What? I'm like, what the hell just happened? And then I read that there's all these weird, complicated language. Basically, what it is a 1-year deal for $20 million. And it's quote unquote fully guaranteed $20 million is what he's getting. He's getting paid by the Falcons. He's getting paid by the Raiders. He's making $20 million this year. And if after this, like assuming he plays well, the Raiders will have a choice. If he plays really well, they could trade him potentially next year on this pocket of time. That would be possible. If he's, I don't know why they would keep him on that kind of deal, unless the relationship between him and Fernando Mendoza are really good. They would have this team option to keep him instead. So I don't anticipate that being a thing. So it seems like sort of a 1-year deal, and then we'll see what happens. Again, if I love Fernando. So if somehow he surprisingly came available at 2 overall, I know what I'm doing if I'm the Jets, obviously. But I don't think that's going to happen. I think what they're just simply doing here is you just if you have Kirk Cousins and you're the Raiders and he beats out Fernando, possible, because Fernando's learning all kinds of new offenses and things that he didn't do at Indiana that he will be asked to do with Vegas. And Clint Kubiak apparently has this complicated offensive system. So maybe Fernando doesn't win the job and he's a backup and he's just marinating behind the scenes and eventually he overtakes him. The janitor at our radio station who comes in and does like cleanings a couple times a week, he's a big Raiders fan. He's this big guy with this big burly beard, and he comes in and sees me, when I'm on a break or something. And he's always talking to me about the Raiders, and he gave me shit about Geno Smith and all kinds of things. And he was talking to me about the Kirk Cousins deal yesterday, and he thinks, like Fernando a month in or something is going to overtake him for the job. And maybe that's what happens. I don't know. I fully expect the Raiders are going to take Fernando Mendoza number 1 overall. And then they're going to have Kirk Cousins, Fernando battle it out. Now, in the Seattle situation a bunch of years ago, right, Matt Flynn gets signed. They draft Russell Wilson in the 3rd round. Surprisingly, Russell Wilson, the 3rd round pick, beats out Matt Flynn, and he becomes the starter, and the rest is history. So sometimes shit can happen that you don't anticipate. They could sign Kirk Cousins as deal, and Fernando beats him out. I imagine if that happens, Raiders are elated because, wow, we didn't think he'd be ready, and he was ready. Well, good news for us. But it was bizarre. And it is weirdly worded where it looks like a 5-year deal for $172 million, but it is a bunch of BS and void years and complicated lingo that goes above my lawyer pay grade here. Essentially, it's a 1-year deal for $20 million. And then the Raiders control his rights, so they would be able to, in theory, trade him next year in a pocket of time if some team was desperate for the quarterback. But if I'm that other team, I'd probably wait it out and force them to cut Kirk Cousins, and then I could get him if that's what I would want if I'm whoever that team is out there, and I doubt that's the Jets for obvious reasons. But no, interesting stuff on the Cousins thing. He's off the board. We're obviously the Jets are looking for their QB2. And there are 2 big name quarterbacks that had a negative % chance of joining the Jets. Kirk Cousins wasn't. I'm talking about like right now, the 2 names that were out there. Kirk Cousins is no longer out there, but he wasn't coming to the Jets. Geno is the QB1. And then the other one is Aaron Rodgers, and he ain't coming here, obviously. No need to waste any time or breath on that whatsoever. He's a free agent, but he's not coming here for obvious reasons. So those 2 guys are off. And now we're in the pool of Cooper Rush, Tyrod Taylor, Jimmy Garoppolo. Like, those are the names that are out there. And we'll see if the Jets end up jumping on any of those. We'll see. Let's do this. We've got some other interviews coming up here on the channel. I want to thank everybody for joining us here on the program. We'll run back through all our highlights here in a second. First off, I want to shout out to everyone that gifted on the show today. Very meaningful. Thank you. Nagi Boko gifted a membership. Jared B gifted a membership. Number 1 Austrian Jet fan gifted a membership. Number 1 Austrian Jet fan gave a super chat to Indy for raffle tickets for him. Shout out to Jay Leaney. 11 months, a member of the show. That's very meaningful. NY Jets Fandom with a $2 super chat. James Kennedy with 5 memberships. Philium gifting memberships to our buddy NY Jets Fandom, which was super cool, which I love. Gilbert Gonzalez, the $5 super chat. Thank you. A bunch of super chats here from Fastest Food Reviews, aka Chef Kevin Gilbert, and then the Tennessee Jets saying, "What I miss." It's very Cody Rhodes-ish. What do you want to talk about? That's it for Tennessee Jet, which, again, I respect the bit. Thank you very much. And by the way, PETA saying, IBG, I think Cisco has a bounce back season. I hope so. I love Andre Cisco a lot. So that would be terrific. I would love for Cisco. You guys all know, I've talked about it a million times. I covered him here at Syracuse, coming in as a high school recruit. I love Andre. I hope he turns it around. I truly do. Let's wrap up here. Again, a couple of things. First off, folks, this is our new raffle. We switched something out. Now we're putting up the Jets draft hat for this year. That is on the list of items that will be given away. We're giving all these items on your screen away on May 1st. A brand new Sauce Gardner jersey, brand new Jets 2026 draft hat, and a 50-pack of New York Jets trading cards. All of this will be given away on May 1st. To be eligible is any point here during April. You send in super chats, memberships, anything. Every $3 you spend is a raffle ticket. The exception is if you join the Boy Green Espresso Club for $6, which is $5.99 a month, you get 5 raffle tickets, which is a $15 value on top of all the perks, of course, of the YouTube membership level. So, guys, make sure you get those raffle tickets in like so many people did today to have a chance to win all these fabulous prizes. Again, we'll be giving this away on May 1st. This contest runs through the entire month, so jump on it if you can. More Chris Streveler interview. I just locked this in yesterday. Recently retired former New York Jets quarterback Chris Streveler will join us to kick off draft week. That is Monday, April 20th at 1:30 p.m. We'll talk about his Jets tenure, his favorite teammates, and so much more. You guys can ask questions as well. It'll be a live conversation. Super fired up for that. That's going to be super cool. Can't wait to chat it up with Chris Streveler. And then tomorrow, our next episode here on the channel, because we don't have any other episodes coming out today. Outside of some YouTube shorts, you guys may see some extra content from that perspective. But our next show will be Hop on Pop. He runs the controls. He will fix the New York Jets with a 7-round mock draft where he makes all the big boy decisions. That'll be Hop on Pop. And then finally, again, one more time, the Indy Jet shirts. Again, there is no pressure to buy these whatsoever. It is up to you and the audience. I think it's cool. I'm going to wear it. My pop thinks it's cool. He's going to wear it. But you guys can do whatever you want in the universe. For more information, if you want to rock with Indy Jets, this shirt, again, I want to reiterate, this is not a GoFundMe. It's not raising money for Indy. Indy's good. You just want any of that, and that's not what this is about. This is just say, hey, we think Indy Jets is a cool guy. And as Badshaw described beautifully with the jersey conversation, right? I got a Justin Fields jersey in my closet. I don't know when I'm rushing to put that on next. But an Indy Jets shirt, it's not a jersey, I feel I could wear that with pride because I love Indy. So if you guys have any interest, again, it will be no more expensive than $30, but depending on how much interest there is, there's a chance the shirts are even cheaper. That includes the shirt price and the shipping price that will be included. Again, shout out to Badshop. That is his email on the screen. That is doublebeb, B-E-B, @gmail.com for the Indy Jet shirts. If you guys are at all interested, again, no pressure, but if you are, feel free to reach out to Badshaw. Let him know all your details, your full name, shipping address, and all that, shirt size, and we will go forward with that. I want to thank everybody for tuning in here on a Friday. Again, no Bob Passover, but I appreciate Bob working around his schedule to join us earlier.
J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Yes.
A big piece of the Boy Green family. And then I want to send out, again, one more shout out to the Vargas family. I am so sorry. We heard earlier today from Badshaw that Ed Vargas lost his mother. And Ed, I reached out to you privately just now during the show, but I will reiterate it here, buddy. I speak on behalf of the entire Coffee Club. We're thinking about you. We're thinking about your wonderful wife and your family. And again, our love is sent out to you. There's no perfect thing for us to say that's going to make you feel better, but just know that we're thinking about you. And I'm so sorry for your loss. So again, our love is sent out to the Vargas family. I've met Ed, which is a real treat. I've got to meet Ed before. I've got to meet his wonderful wife as well, Ed and Cher. And God, they're great people. They're great people. So a tough loss that they're dealing with. So guys, please keep them in your thoughts and prayers. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in. We'll see you tomorrow morning for another episode of Boy Green Daily. Thanks, everybody. Peace out.